agendas going nowhere. Ideas clash like titans, tension fills the air. Communication breaks down, misunderstandings grow. Every deadline's looming and the pressure starts to show. Can we find a common ground before we all fall apart? The weight of expectations tearing at our hearts. Misaligned vision, shadows in the light. Struggling to stay united in the heat of the fight. I'm feeling the pressure, can't let you down. Holding on to hope while we're breaking down. Wrestling with the tension, trying to survive. Don't wanna let our team's dreams dive. Arguments in the hallway, voices raised in pain, blaming one another for the strain. Late nights and coffee cups, fatigue in every glance. But somewhere deep inside we still have a chance. We're more than our conflicts, more than our fights. Together we can rise above these sleepless nights. Finding strength in unity, letting go of pride. Rebuilding what we have side by side. I'm feeling the pressure, can't let you down. Holding on to hope while we're breaking down. Wrestling with the tension, trying to survive. Don't wanna let our team's dreams dive. I don't wanna be the one who
Hello.
falls apart. Let's fix the communication, heal the broken hearts. We can overcome the friction, find our way back.
Does that mean you fixed the camera?
Together we're unstoppable, we're never alone. I'm feeling the pressure, but we won't let it break. Holding on to hope for all our sakes. We've wrestled with the tension, now we rise above. Standing strong together, fueled by our love. We face the storm, now we see the sun. Team tensions behind us, united as one. Endless nights, eyes heavy, minds a shattered state. Chasing every deadline, feeling every weight. Coffee stains on paper, shadows on the wall. Every sacrifice a question, wondering if I'll fall. Pressure mounting higher, can't escape the grind. Lost in this obsession, peace I cannot find. Every step I take, another piece breaks free. Burnout's closing in, consuming me. I'm drowning in the darkness, can't find my way out. Every breath is heavier, filled with doubt.
Alright.
Longing for a moment, a place
So,
to breathe. Burnout's laments, I need to leave.
I'm doing alright. How are you doing?
Sweat drips on the keyboard, fingers numb and sore. Mind's a battlefield, fighting demons at the core. Every line I write feels like a battle won, but the war inside me rages on and on.
Eating soup? What kind of soup?
Hear my heart cry, seeking solace in the shadows, wondering why. Can't break these chains of endless toil and pain. Yearning for the sunlight to feel whole again. I'm drowning in the darkness, can't find my way out.
Do I know what I'm gonna do today? Yeah, I actually have two choices. I can either play around some more with destructible environments, talked before a few streams back about doing like a rocket launcher using a similar process as the grenade. So I can do that, which could interestingly align with what Trench is trying to do in the Discord. So that's one option. Or the second option is to start working on an inventory management system for gameplay items. Those are my two options. The rocket sounds cool. I think both of them will be not simple, but I do think that the inventory management system is more work. Fortunately, all of this logic here on the grenade would be reusable, I think. This is one of those chunks of logic that once we get the macro node, I can just package up as a macro and it can be reused pretty easily. This is the calculation to get a spot in front of the player no matter which way they're facing. Spits it out into this vector, if I'm not mistaken. Just have to remember. What is... Got this guy. Got this guy that feeds into this vector. So what is this guy doing? This guy is...
Hope once lived in my keyboard, each line a spark of light. But I'm losing track of reasons, trapped in endless night. I watch the code twist into knots I can't untie. Motivations in free fall, I'm scared to even try.
Gotta try to remember what this was doing. This comes from this get actor location.
Now it's stealing all my air. I'm screaming into shadows, uncertain anyone's there. I'm sinking in these tangled
This
in quiet fear, desperate for a breakthrough voice that finally feels sense.
is just adding a Z value to it. How do I remember anything at all? It's tough sometimes.
Crying for a moment of clarity to pull me out. Buried under half-formed ideas, they echo through the screen. Time's a thief of confidence, unraveling every scene. I see the project mocking me, a labyrinth of pain.
It's definitely getting the players. I feel like there should have been some connectivity between these.
Every bracket closing in, fueling an inner strain. A single spark could reignite the hope you left behind. Trust the embers in your heart, you haven't been confined. I'm sinking in these tangled threads of code in quiet fear, desperate for a breakthrough voice that
Yeah, I mean, don't bother asking me what all of this math is doing, because I mean, I know what it's doing, but
clarity to pull me out.
so okay. I remember now, actually. This was calculating the force to apply to the grenade when you throw it. So that force needed to be applied in the same direction that you're facing as well.
Rising from these tangled threads, confronting all my
This is outputting the position in front of the player. So this might actually be important to keep both of them here. That like so. So I know that that's the value I want.
phone glows in the darkness. I'm haunted.
We're gonna change this from R to
I chase that comments pop like
G, which is kind of backwards because we're using R for grenade and G for rocket.
mind. Pull me deeper than I think. These numbers weigh a ton. Can't recall what's underneath. A mirror of statistics. When did I lose belief? Caught in digital.
And I need something
Longing for a real sight.
that looks like
Buried under
the rocket.
ignoring my own spot.
I don't know if we have anything.
Numbers flashing on our screens, craving honesty where our hearts shine unseen. Lost in these graphs, or can we rise above the scheme? Let's break the hungry algorithm, reclaim our self-esteem. I stare into a cracked reflection, pixels for my eyes.
It's this.
Like oxygen, feeding me these lies. I pace through the night with hopes flicker in my chest, but deeper truths forgotten.
For these guys.
You're not just clicks and follows. There's more behind the
Or even anything in here.
fleeting currency, gone so very fast. If we let the world define us by
There is.
some, we'll lose the spark inside us.
You gotta feed the cat.
Running from
No problem.
more than numbers blinking on our screens, craving honesty where our hearts shine unseen. Step beyond
I just grab this guy.
to be
So,
from approval trap unearthed.
which is already has
I see the stress behind your eyes, the
effects, the audio. Let's just back this all the way out, so it's not part of this group anymore. Get rid of that. Let's also hide this logic just so it's not confusing.
Close your eyes, you are more than stats. Hear your heartbeat, let it guide you back.
Let's do that like so. This here, this one to be 0, because I'm pretty sure what's going on here is the does rotation, infinitely rotate it, but it's not moving forward at all. Change some of this here. It's world space, linear, no loop. It moves, it triggers the audio effects, everything. So first and foremost, let's need to set actor location. It's not a stamp. This to this value. Then we're just going to activate this. A trench. Do I have get actor rotation? I do have the rotation. So I think I would like to set actor rotation as well. Let me just grab which vector is this going to? You feed like 3 to 4 strays. Okay, so the rotation feeds into here. I need the Z here. Feed into this guy. Z here should overwrite that Z value. Put this back together. Yeah, I only got one cat. We do have cat that hangs out around here outside that we see every once in a while, but think I need to set this like so.
Our messy place is charged with creativity and noise. Bright-eyed and glitch-loving, we're rebellious girls and boys.
So hopefully what we have going on here, this will activate that, this will activate that, this will activate that. This works, will clean things up, but what I'm hoping is that I try to compact this down as much as I can. What I'm hoping for
Fearing what's to come, hope and fear collide.
is that when I press this button, or when I press the G key,
Or will it all collapse? Holding breath, eyes wide, avoiding any traps.
this rocket just spawns in front of my player, facing away from them. I'm probably gonna have to scale it down and make it fit, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Together we stand strong with one unified heart.
It's a little off to the right.
Battles in the code, merging all the fragments, lightening the load. Teams on edge and ready, fueling the fight.
So I see what the rotation it was doing is now, and I just don't need it to do that. I was curious why they had this rotate node on here. I just don't need that. So we're gonna get rid of that. Why is it so far off to the right though?
Against time, midnight march tonight, every line must align.
I think it's possibly just related to this
One unified heart.
the positioning of the rocket. So let's play around with that real quick. Still off to the right.
Push through the
It is, at the very least,
rise above the chaos, hear the
facing the right way.
we merge as one, no fear can hold us back.
So that's good.
The dark
Every time it spawns in, it's facing the right direction. Just way off to the right,
midnight march tonight,
which is interesting.
line, keep the vision in sight, feel the urgency rise, don't let it tear us apart. Together we stand strong.
Yeah, it could be the pivot point. I'm not. I mean, if this is the pivot point, that makes sense, right?
Dawn breaks the night, we conquered the tension, stepped into the
If this pivot point is, let's try to get that right on back of the rocket there.
flashing red, my heart's on overload, every crash feels like heartbreak, but I can't let go.
So
Reaching for a quick fix, coding on a shaky thread, errors piling up so high I'm losing my head. Hey, I'm on a bug hunt, chasing down this code, patching it together so it doesn't
now it's right in front of me.
laughing through the drama, raging at the glitch, I'll piece it back together with my big sloppy fix.
So that's pretty much perfect. I think I'm going to shrink that down because that's a bit ridiculous of a rocket size. Let's come in here.
Just a step on this patchwork ride. I'm band-aiding my heartbreak, can't hide my pride. We're almost there, one more fix to survive. Then this sloppy patch will finally go live. Hey, I'm on a boat, chasing down this code, patching it together so it doesn't explode.
That's as small as I can go. Let's do that. See how that looks.
The build's running hot, I'm holding my breath. Every line's on trial, standing up to the test. Once the green check flashes, we'll be dancing in the night. Say goodbye to heartbreak, everything's alright. Hey, I'm on a bug hunt, chasing down this code.
We'll work with that. I mean, we'll probably eventually tweak the rocket to spawn in the right spot. Maybe find one that we can scale down a little bit smaller. That's as small as that one to let us go. But now what I think we need to do, just gonna organize this up. And if we can get it to work like this, we can get it to work with any size rocket. So that puts it there. I want to activate this guy, which will output this vector and start the move, which might look pretty good because it looked like they already had some effects tied to that, but let's see what that does. So it did move slightly. I think what we did was fine. We're gonna change that, but what we're gonna do is something interesting here. I'm gonna put trigger volume, probably a sphere one, right at the tip of this thing. Kind of like, I get that. Yeah, kind of just like that. I want you to stay about that small.
Twitch flame burning bright, game deaf till the dead of night. Follows rolling like thunder. In the game we all wander.
Then basically what we're gonna do is players, items, vehicles. This is going to kind of be like our hit detection to try to detect if we've hit anything. So I think all I want to do here is on enter activate this, which will set this boolean to true. That doesn't need to activate, it just needs to set this boolean to true. On finish, we're going to activate this. We're going to do a branch node and feed that in, activate that, and on false, we're just going to rerun the move. And then on true, we'll handle what happens when it collides with something. Hopefully what this should give us is a rocket that just flies forward indefinitely. It's going up. It's going really slow. So we can fix that. It's going up as with the grenade, we want it that upward motion. With the rocket, we don't. We're also reducing this number by quite a bit, so let's not divide by as much. You might want to not divide at all. We'll see. But now we have a rocket that moves. That apparently just goes through things. Let's not, just for the sake of not having to delete the logic, we're just going to divide by 1, so we're not reducing this at all. Let's see what that does. It's continually getting farther and farther away, which is because the move is affecting the rocket, but not the group, and the set location is on the whole group. So I'm wondering, if these should be added. Go in here and add these two. Have these activate on this instead. About fix that. So now it's setting the location on the thing that's actually moving. The rotation is off now, but it does come back to the right starting point. Why is my rotation off? Why is my rotation off all of a sudden? I just don't have a rotation value on that at all. Or, no, that's the problem, right? That is the problem, exactly. I need that rotation value of 90 on the x-axis, which means that back like that, which means I just need it to be permanently part of this vector. And now rotation is off for some reason. That is because not really sure why that is. Possibly that rotation is affecting it somehow, so we'll get rid of that. No. Yeah, I don't think the rotation node has that option, right? That would be this guy. The set actor rotation doesn't give me the option of world or local.
My scribbled notes are scattered. I'm haunted by mistakes.
I think what we're gonna do instead is we're just gonna not
Each one seems to break.
um
I'm chasing visions through the chaos, but they slip out of view. Every glitch feels personal.
we're gonna go back to this way.
Codes unraveling, I'm caught in the debris. Night after night, it's a war inside of me. But somewhere in this wreckage, the dream still shines. I'll keep forging.
Bring this back to how it was.
I'm rising from the broken blueprint, stepping through the pain.
And this way doesn't come back to the right spot when we launch the next one, but I think that's fine for right now. So ideally you wouldn't be launching the same one again anyways.
Memory leaks and phantom bugs, they taunt me in the night.
So here's what I want to do with this.
Devotion, am I losing sight? Yet something in me won't surrender, though the code might fray. I'm building
Let's get a target in here. Where are we spawning at? We're spawning way over here. So let's put this target way over here. We're gonna scale this up pretty big, just so it's easier to hit.
something bright. A masterpiece lies hidden, stitched in lines you wrote. Don't let the doubts drown out your love. It's time to stay afloat. I'm rising from the broken blueprint, stepping through the pain. Each glitch that's
And then we need to
me to reclaim.
handle the true value on here. True value of this branch is when we've hit something.
Final piece steps into place. I lift my spirit high.
Which we are going to
But hope is coded into every line.
spawn an explosive.
Failures beyond the severed ties. Together we'll unravel this net and watch the dawn.
We need to get actor location. This will need to get the location of this. Get actor location. Offset. Can I not? Yeah, I can't set the offset, so I think what I ended up doing is I don't really need to even do that, right? I just put this here. And on true, we activate that. What we should see with that is I didn't do anything. It should have spawned a barrel. Let's bring this whole thing over here just in case it's spawning the barrel in the wrong spot. It's at least the logic's close to where we're at, so I can see what's going on. This I would have thought would have triggered that trigger volume on it, but just in case, players, items, and vehicles. So if I put like a vehicle here, oh, it worked when I ran into my own rocket. Oh, it needs to reset. Okay. After that happens, it needs to reset. We'll make it blow up eventually here too. So this one will reset if this was true, and we'll just reset the value there. I went right through that vehicle. Didn't do anything. So it clearly did not detect the vehicle. How was that? It's because did I make that part of this group? Is that target part of this group too? I don't think that would have affected this, but a little confused why that was part of the group. So I want to make sure these should be moving this whole group. Should be including that trigger volume. But it's not. It's not moving any of that other stuff. Let's make sure this is set on this whole group. Which I thought it was, but maybe we didn't connect something right. Yeah, because that trigger volume's still right here. Instead of at the tip of the rocket where it's supposed to be. That's because the movement is not on the whole group, it's on just the rocket. Right? Forgot that moving it to the player is the whole group, but the move node is actually part of the rocket. So what I need is this to not be part of the rocket. All of this can be a new group. Actual rocket. Then this move needs to go on that. The joy of knowing what does what. It definitely helps. I don't know if this is gonna... Okay, that looks good so far. It hit the vehicle and stopped. And it spawned the barrel right at the tip of... Alright, so it's doing that. Now what I needed to do is I just needed to explode the barrel. Just like we did with the grenade. So we can do that with...
I can't believe I'm here again, on the brink of another breakdown. I wonder if it's all worth it, if I'll ever wear the crown. Still something.
I'm going to duplicate this guy. This is only going to detect items. And then we're going to do a damage node. Do like this, and we'll just do kill instantly. And then put this back top of that. We might, depending on if that starts causing some funky things, we might do some weird logic that will try to make sure that only targets the barrel. Now the last thing that we need to do is let me get a trigger node here for I want to stop playing the audio. Get this stuff added in here. Stop playing the audio. And I need to turn the effects here off. We'll do that. And let me do the actor location. For this guy. You just store this as a vector. We can go ahead and activate that. We just need on start. We can get this one. What this is doing is just getting the initial location of where this rocket is. So we can just return it here. So if we do another set actor location. We trigger this, we'll set the actor location of this group, that value, and yeah, I think that is it. So, untrue. Probably need to make sure I sequence things correctly here. So let me get a sequence node. To activate that. That's hopefully our item spawner, right? Yep. We can get rid of this block. Go into here. Sequence 1 will also activate that. Sequence 2 here will activate this trigger. So now probably need a delay on that. It's moving before it can blow up the barrel. Let's put a small delay on that. That comes from here. Once 2, activate this. We'll put this at like 0.2 for now. We'll adjust it if it needs to be. Interesting. Why did that blow up instant? It definitely screws it up. It has a mind of its own. Everything starts with a mind of its own. We're just trying to tweak that mind to our bidding. So I just want to let's see what's going on here. Yeah, actor location here. This will set the actor location. What I believe is the same actor.
So many hours on these loops, I can't recall the sun. Days blur into late night coding, never sure if I've won. The guilt is eating at my core, it's etched in every line. I neglected life outside, chasing deadlines in my mind. Seconds tick like bombs, the pressure suffocating.
Pretty sure I've done plenty with the sequence nodes that this should not be needed. But I feel like it's maybe not triggering this guy to set this value back to false. Let's use a trigger node just to make sure that that's happening. It is going back to its spot. But yeah, I don't know why it's spawning not in the right spot and exploding immediately. Okay, so it needs to oh, 'cause whatever this move node is attached to is the same thing that both of these should be attached to. No. No? This is so messy in here. Try and see if we can organize this a little bit better without breaking anything. Some of this stuff can't really organize, but
Game worlds built from code to life, joystick hero
gonna try. Something like this. I think that's still, I think that's going to go back to not having it face the right direction, but we'll see. Yeah. Blew myself up. But it is spawning back in front of me now. So now I think I just got to figure out what the deal is with the rotation. Let me take this rotation off completely now. What does that give me? It's facing sideways. So if I do the y-axis instead, no. Some let's just think about this for a second. What does it look like here? Why did it? I don't understand why it's blowing up immediately. That's something else we gotta figure out. What's gonna have to do with this guy. It's kind of funny. Yeah, the feature is you get one good rocket. Every rocket after that just blows yourself up. Um, that comes of that. When it's finished moving, it checks this Boolean. So if I just do like a log, no target, target. And I'm pretty sure I know what this is going to log. I'm just not sure why this isn't properly setting the value back to false. No target, no target, no target, no target. Target blows up. As soon as I press it, target immediately. This one's for blowing up the thing. Let's detected. That will tell us when it's detected something to blow up. I want to see if it's somehow picking something up when it spawns again, or if it's the Booleans just detected twice. So it's getting a detected after it blows up. So it is getting set to false, and then it's getting set right back to true. That is because tell this to not detect items. I think the explosive barrel is getting picked up and setting it back to true. Yep, that's exactly what it was. So now, let's just figure out what the deal is with the rotation on this thing. Why is this one over there and this one's over here? Why are those in different spots?
Half delirious, half inspired. Pizza boxes keep the stories from being retired. Every scribble gets a chord, every chord gets a cheer. We're unstoppable tonight. Who needs sleep here? Hey, we're writing legends with greasy pen strokes, tearing through When this caffeine crash comes, we'll dream the next surprise.
It's probably close enough. Get that fixed in the right spot there. It's still not quite right. Let's get in here now. I just rotate that. I don't know if that's going to do anything, to be honest. Yeah, it didn't change anything. Why is it facing sideways? What if this may end up bad, but this is coming. This guy, right? Z value. We just add 90. This guy would add here. This guy would activate that. Probably gonna break something else. But we'll see. Let's add negative 90. We could subtract 90, but that means I gotta put a new node in there. Give you stuff to break. Okay. So what's interesting is it doesn't blow up on a target. Only on players and vehicles. But I thought a player would account it as a target. Or a target would account as a player. So now the question is, how do I get... How do I get it to blow up on stuff that's like a wall? First, let's see if it blows up on AIs. How did it kill that guy? Did not blow up on him. I don't know why it's not blowing up on this. Just trying to think what else. Just reached 100,000 PI. Nice. Let's go in here. All this says it has. Jesus, how much stuff is in this rocket? Holy Jesus. All the individual stuff on here says it has collision. But I don't think the stamp as a whole has collision. That's why it just goes false.
My voice might crack, my thoughts might fade. Still I cling to the screen, I can't turn away. A million eyes watch me break or shine. Every second's do or die, every breath on the line. I'm caught in the crossfire, chasing validation. Real-time feedback fuels this twisted fascination. Will I let them down, or can I
I mean, yes, but I think my issue is I need collision on for the group.
live without? Mic check 1 2. The chat blows up.
Oh,
Spilling secrets on the
collision changes will apply. So can I just...
adrenaline, then I feel the crash rough. Am I just a puppet for the cheers and the
Where's my...
every follower like it's saving my life?
Unstart, set mode, collision. Doesn't seem to work. If I could get it to collide with things. It did collide with something. But the collision's not stopping it from going through things. Is the brick's mass at 100? No, it definitely is not. Mass affects how physics affects the object. So the more mass it has, the more force is required to move it. I think So I think the issue here is the move node. So what if instead of a move node, see, I can't do that with the rocket though. Rocket's not a physics object. Right? So I could apply a physics force continuously to it, which would make it fly. I might have to add a little bit of Z force to it to counteract it from falling over time, maybe. It's not a physics object. Which means it's not gonna do anything. Even if I go here and set this physics, I don't think that's gonna work. It doesn't do anything. I think this is the biggest problem, because I'm pretty sure let's test something real quick. I make this a physics enabled object, I can I don't want to scale it up, I want to scale it down. Like so. Connected the physics part to every part of the object individually. That's not applying any force to that at all. Just reduce the mass and see if that makes any difference. It's still not applying any force to that, I don't think. That rocket has a lot of things. I can't even move this thing when I run into it. So I think I ran into this issue before in this particular rock. Even though it claims as a physics object, is not. Rocks. I think I just used one of these guys. I think this is what I used for the grenade. I just want to see. This is probably going to launch this rock. Let's see how the rock just goes. It did fall, right? Which means I could probably put a small Z value on that. One might not be a small Z value, I don't know. That one is a lot. See, now that's flying like a rocket, right? Without using the move node, just using physics force. And then if I bring this kind of down here like so. It collided with the vehicle and kept going. I launched at the building over here, which should hopefully be following the same logic of which way I'm facing. See, it hits the building and it doesn't go through. If I could get the rocket to do that. I could get the rocket to do that. I could get the rocket to do that. I could probably do some kind of calculation every second or every half second or whatever. That if it hasn't moved forward from the last time it checked, it just explodes. So then it would just explode if it collides with anything. So if I do something like physics simulation cannot be modified on groups. Okay. On game start, attach these.
Rewinding lines and errors, we'll fix them all someday. And in each silly prank, there's a spark that keeps us strong. A faith that we can build the world we've dreamed of all along. Hey, we're gonna code our dreams unbreakable.
Look at that. As they're attached, it's taking the rocket with it. So if I make this as small as I possibly can,
The battered laptops, the laughter, the stories we told. Every snippet of code still glimmers in our mind.
and just
To how we never left that spark behind. Now we're older, but these moments still ignite our souls. Battered laptops, the laughter, the stories we told. Every snippet of code still glimmers in our mind. A testament to
put that there.
never left that spark behind.
But actually, before I do that,
We're gonna code our dreams unbreakable at heart. Remember silly pranks and glitches shining like our art. Though the screens are cracked and time
put this rock as part of this group.
hold these memories tight, these coding dreams will last.
So if this works like this should work
Burning bright,
with the grenade logic too. So if this works
every night.
the way that I am hoping this works, that means that I could swap out the model of the grenade with something that looks more like a grenade instead of a rock.
Endless lines of code, but something's always wrong.
Alright,
Missing
so with
brackets,
that,
semicolons all night long. Each error feels like a shadow creeping on my pride.
how did that not work?
Darkness, nowhere left to hide. Every missed symbol, another doubt inside. Questioning my skills, fighting with my pride. But deep down there's a fire that won't let me give chaos. Find where I begin. Syntax struggles tearing me apart, but I hold on to the spark within my heart. Through the frustration and the endless fight, I keep coding on, chasing the light. Late nights in coffee cups, battling the strain.
I don't think I can target the rock in
Every
here.
mistake like a drop of rain.
It's a little problematic.
To the perfect run, turning every failure into something I've won. In the silence of the code, I find my strength. Every hurdle
Let's get rid of
faced
that.
at any length.
Let's grab this boulder.
These syntax struggles break through the night. With every line I write, I embrace the fight. Syntax struggles tearing me apart,
I have to leave that out for a minute.
spark within my heart.
Remove. Let's keep going. Can I remove this boulder?
Chasing the light. Breaking through the barriers.
That's what I'm hoping for. When we activate this, we'll stop the force. Let's see what this does. Oh, it just kind of went straight through that, didn't it?
A new day's begun.
Holy bejesus, it launched that vehicle. It didn't blow up, which is interesting. This is probably gonna break something, to be honest. I'm surprised it didn't break something, but we're not getting the exact results we want. It's going so fast that it's just going straight through the vehicle. Holy shit.
We're counting all the frames, we're tweaking every line. No turning back now. Success is on the vine. The final push is pulsing through this pop punk vibe. We'll conquer any glitch, yeah, we're unstoppable tonight.
This is definitely interesting. I don't know why trigger logic's not working. I think this force, if we do it this way, I will want to reduce the amount of force that we're passing in a little bit, so we'll add those back, some values. But what I need to happen is I need that rock to be actually at the tip of the rocket. It's actually going up a little bit, which means there's a slightly too much Z-force on it. But if I can get that rock to be at the tip of the rocket, then the collision of the rock should stop the rocket from moving. I don't know what just happened there.
I'm crying out through all this pain, searching for a light, hoping to rewrite the past, to make these wrongs feel right. From endless loops of sorrow, I'm yearning to break free.
Actually pretty surprised that such a small change to the Z values having such a drastic effect.
I run in circles trapped by code that's twisting up my soul, spending my life behind the screen instead of reaching a goal. Apologies to every friend I kept on red, but now I'm stepping forward, done repeating what I've said. It can be a burden, yet it's also a sign. It's calling you to wake up, to redraw the line. Let the tears lead to healing, let your heart realign. There's still a chance to mend the days you left behind. I'm crying now through all this pain, searching for a light, hoping to rewrite the past.
That one's not, that's not bad. I think it's still slightly going down. But I don't think I can do 0.495. Yeah, it just rounds that up. 0.49, we'll keep that. Also need unforced start. Play that. Force start. Play that one. On force start. That. And force start. That. Should hopefully give us our effects back. And somehow launches our rocket way up into the sky like that. Didn't change anything. Why did that happen? Just like adding the effects somehow, I don't know. So confused. Let's go through this again. That still launched like straight up.
Gave my fears a platform, let them shout inside my brain. But now I've I won't bow to that refrain. These skills weren't born from chance.
Is that somehow related? Let's just verify that first. Make sure I didn't just change something else before I start going crazy here. Okay, so somehow having the force trigger other things is affecting the force. Let's just do one at a time. Play one audio. No effect. Trigger the other. Audio. No effect. We'll turn on. You know, I wonder if it's somehow related to me turning physics on this thing. I'm going to disconnect that as well. Might have been. So that looks pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with the speed in which it launches out. I think something else I would want to do here, and we're gonna have to clean this up. We're getting close to end of stream as well, so we'll probably dive into a lot of this next time. But I think probably we're gonna try to get this rock I just do this actually. Camera's moving way too fast. I need this rock to be with the rocket. Can't. I don't want the move. We're not using the move anymore. What I do need is this actor location. Act on this rock. Which, can I do that? That's on the rock. I need to pass that in like so. This would activate that, and this would activate that. This may blow up terribly. Moved the rock, but not the rocket. So if I what if just take that out completely? I have this attach node in here, right? They should be snapped to each other. Maybe. I don't know. It's exactly what we wanted to happen. That's how rockets fly, right?
I'm glaring at the screen again. Every line's a threat. Compile errors mock me. I haven't won them yet. My heart's pounding like a drum. Frustration on repeat.
Well, that's pretty close, right? We're getting the effect that we want, and that the physics force is being applied to the rock, which is dragging the rocket with it. And you can see when it hits the wall here, it somehow broke through the glass there. I'm not quite sure how, but when it collides with the wall, it actually gets stuck, which I can then use that to determine how to blow up the rocket. I just have to see if I can make the rocket, or if I can make the rocket not spin crazy like that. Which it's doing that because the rock itself is spinning crazy.
I'm pacing through the room, syntax swirling in my mind. Teenage desperation.
However, I think that's where we're going to stop for today. We'll jump back into this on Saturday. I think we're pretty close to something. I'm not sure what I can do about making the rock not spin. But we'll play around with some stuff and see what we get. But yeah, anyone out there that's still watching, thanks for watching. We'll be back Saturday morning. And yeah, I'll catch you all then. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys next time. Can't wait to see the results. Me neither. I think this is interesting because this could change the whole way that the grenade works too. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.